The strange message appeared on Commander Adam Wright's screen at exactly 3 o'clock in the morning. He had been monitoring Earth's defense systems during the quiet overnight shift when his terminal suddenly flickered. The message bypassed every security protocol in the United Earth Defense Network, something that should have been impossible. Adam leaned forward, rubbing his tired eyes. The text glowed with an unusual bluish tint that no Earth communication used. The Galactic Council has voted to neutralize Earth. Invasion fleet deploys in 30 standard cycles. I cannot stop them, but you deserve warning. Prepare. It was signed only, a friend among the stars. Adam's heart rate quickened. His first thought was that this must be a prank from someone in the tech division. But the security breach required technology far beyond what any human could manage. He reached for his communication device and called his superior. Admiral Daniels, sorry to wake you, but we have a situation. Admiral Catherine Daniels arrived at the command center in under 20 minutes, her uniform hastily buttoned and her gray hair still uncombed. Show me, she ordered, and Adam displayed the message. The Admiral's face grew pale. How did this get through our defenses? Unknown, ma'am. It bypassed everything. Quantum encryption, AI security protocols, even the physical isolation barriers. Whatever sent this has technology we can't even comprehend. Daniels pressed her lips into a thin line. And we have no way to verify this. No way to contact this friend. None that I can see. Adam admitted. The message came through a channel that shouldn't exist. It left no trace to follow back. The Admiral paced the small control room. 30 standard cycles. Assuming that translates to Earth days, we have a month to prepare for an attack from an enemy we've never encountered, using technology we don't understand. Should we alert the President? Adam asked. Not yet. First, we need some kind of confirmation. If this is real, we don't want to cause global panic without a plan. Within hours, they had their confirmation. The Deep Space Monitoring Station on Europa detected unusual energy signatures at the edge of the solar system. The patterns matched nothing in human science, but they clearly indicated massive objects disrupting space-time. Adam and Admiral Daniels watched the live feed from Europa as more anomalies appeared. That's a fleet gathering, Daniels whispered. A massive one. An emergency meeting of the United Earth Government was called. President Laura Bennett sat at the head of the table, her face grim as Admiral Daniels presented the evidence. The message appears genuine, Daniels explained. Our deep space observations confirm unusual activity, consistent with a large fleet assembling near the Kuiper Belt. And we have no prior contact with this Galactic Council, President Bennett asked. Dr. Samuel West, Earth's leading xenobiologist, cleared his throat. None officially, but there have been theories about coordinated alien observation of Earth for centuries. It seems we've been judged and found wanting. How do we respond to a threat of this magnitude? Asked Defense Secretary John Ellis. We prepare, Adams said firmly. Whoever sent this warning took an enormous risk. We owe it to them, and to everyone on Earth, to take it seriously. President Bennett nodded slowly. I'm declaring a global emergency, effective immediately. Admiral Daniels, I want our defense capabilities at maximum readiness. Dr. West, assemble your team to analyze everything we know about potential alien technologies. And Commander Wright. She looked directly at Adam. Since this message came to you, I want you leading our special response team. Find out who our mysterious friend is and see if they can tell us more about what we're facing. As the meeting adjourned, Adam stared at a holographic display of our solar system, watching the strange energy signatures multiplying at its edge. Humanity had 30 days to prepare for the greatest threat it had ever faced. The emergency session of the United Earth Government stretched into its third hour. Maps and holographic projections filled the secure bunker beneath New York City. Every world leader and military commander watched as Admiral Daniels presented the latest findings. The message appears genuine, she explained. pointing to the data streams from Earth's outer system telescopes. These energy signatures show something massive gathering beyond Neptune. Our science team confirms this matches no known natural phenomenon. President Bennett leaned forward, her face drawn with concern. And we have absolutely no prior contact with this Galactic Council. None officially, replied Dr. Samuel West. His white lab coat appeared rumpled after 2 sleepless nights analyzing the data. Though there have always been theories about coordinated observation of Earth, many ancient cultures described watchers or sky people who monitored humanity. Defense Secretary Ellis slammed his fist on the table. Theories don't help us now. What are our actual defensive capabilities against this threat? Adam stood at the back of the room, watching the argument unfold. He had been working nonstop since receiving the message, coordinating with scientists and military strategists. Now, he stepped forward. Our current weapons systems would be ineffective against anyone capable of interstellar travel, he said plainly. But we do have one advantage they don't expect us to have. And what's that, Commander Wright? Asked President Bennett. Warning, Adam replied. Whoever sent that message is taking an enormous risk. They believe Earth deserves a chance. That gives us 30 days to prepare instead of being caught completely by surprise. The room fell silent as this reality sank in. I've assigned Commander Wright to lead our Special Response Initiative, Admiral Daniels announced. He'll be working with Dr. Olivia Martinez from the Advanced Physics Division to develop potential countermeasures. Dr. Martinez stepped forward. She was younger than most people expected, just 32, but her brilliance with theoretical physics had made her the youngest ever director of the division. We've been analyzing the transmission itself, she explained. The technology required to bypass our security systems could give us clues about their other capabilities. Adam nodded. If we understand how they think, we might find weaknesses we can exploit. The next 12 hours passed in a blur of activity. The world's militaries were quietly placed on high alert. Scientists were pulled from every field to work on defense strategies. Deep space monitoring stations were enhanced to track the mysterious fleet's movements. Adam and Olivia set up in a special command center, surrounded by the best minds Earth could offer. We need to understand why they're coming, Olivia argued during their first strategy session. This friend who warned us might have more information. How do we contact someone who didn't leave a return address? Adam asked. Just then, the room's systems all activated simultaneously. Screens flickered, and a new message appeared across every monitor. Watching your preparations, impressed by your response time. The Council underestimates your species, sending tactical data now. Before anyone could react, a massive data package began downloading into their systems. It contained detailed information about alien military capabilities, defense systems, and strategic weaknesses. Our mystery friend is certainly taking risks, Olivia whispered as they reviewed the intelligence. If they're caught, then we better make their sacrifice worth it, Adam replied. The data revealed stunning information. The Galactic Council consisted of 17 spacefaring species, dominated by the oldest 5 races. Earth had been observed for centuries, but recent advancements in human technology had alarmed Council conservatives who remembered bloody wars from their own histories. They fear what we might become, Adam realized. They're not attacking us for what we've done, but for what they think we could do. As Earth's leaders gathered again to review the new information, one thing became clear. Humanity's survival would depend on proving these fears wrong, while still being strong enough to defend itself. Adam stood at the window of the command center, watching as military vehicles filled the streets below. All across Earth, preparations were underway. The United Earth government had declared a global emergency without revealing the full truth. They called it a readiness drill to avoid panic. 30 days isn't much time, Olivia said, joining him at the window. She carried a tablet filled with the alien data they had received. But at least we know what we're facing now. The information from their mysterious ally had been invaluable. The Council fleet consisted of over 200 warships with technology centuries beyond Earth's capabilities. Their weapons could destroy cities from orbit. Their shields could withstand nuclear blasts. "We need to be smart about this," Adam replied. "We can't match their firepower, but maybe we don't have to." President Bennett had appointed Adam and Olivia to lead Project Sentinel, a special task force with unlimited resources and authority. Their mission was simple but nearly impossible: find a way to defend Earth against an overwhelmingly superior force. In the large conference room nearby, scientists and military strategists from every nation worked together, analyzing the alien data and developing possible defenses. "Their ships rely on a unified communication network," said General Frank Porter, pointing to holographic diagrams. "If we could disrupt that somehow, we'd need to understand their coding language first," Olivia replied. "I've been working on it, but it's unlike anything we've seen before." Adam studied the alien fleet formations. "They expect us to be defenseless. What if we use that against them? Let them think they're facing minimal resistance, then surprise them with something they don't expect." For the next week, they worked tirelessly. Sleep became a luxury as the countdown to invasion continued. Engineers around the world converted factories to produce new weapons based on theories developed from the alien data. Scientists reworked satellites to serve as early warning systems. Military units practiced new tactics designed to counter the expected invasion strategies. Then came another message from their mysterious ally. Council divided on Earth question. Hardliners control the fleet, but opposition growing. Sending coordinates for safe communication. One representative only. The coordinates pointed to a remote location in Wyoming, far from major population centers. "It's a trap," General Porter argued when they brought the message to the Security Council. "They're trying to isolate and capture one of our leaders. Or it's our one chance to establish direct contact with someone who can help us." Adam countered. "I volunteer to go." After heated debate, President Bennett approved the mission. "Take a security team, but keep them at a distance. We can't afford to appear threatening if this is a genuine offer of help." 3 days later, Adam stood alone in a clearing among the Wyoming mountains. His security team was hidden in the surrounding forest, but he felt exposed and vulnerable as he waited. The air shimmered, and suddenly a small craft appeared where nothing had been before. It was sleek and silver, with no visible engines or windows. A section of its side dissolved, forming an opening. Adam's heart raced as a figure emerged. It was roughly humanoid but clearly alien. Tall and slender with iridescent skin that shifted colors in the sunlight. Its eyes were large, multifaceted, and seemed to take in everything at once. "Commander Adam Wright of Earth," the alien said in perfect English. "I am Delegate Ktorin of the Minoan sector. I am the one who warned you." Adam fought to keep his voice steady. "On behalf of Earth, I thank you for the warning. But I need to know, why are you helping us?" Thorin looked up at the sky, then back to Adam. "Because what the Council is doing is wrong, and because I believe your species has a greater role to play in galactic affairs than they are willing to allow." The alien held out a small device. "This contains information that will help you prepare, but we must hurry. My absence will be noticed soon, and we have much to discuss if your world is to survive." Adam approached the alien cautiously, his hand hovering near his sidearm. Despite the extraordinary situation, he maintained his composure as he faced the first confirmed extraterrestrial being in human history. "Your security team can approach," Thorin said, gesturing toward the forest where Adam's team was hidden. "I understand your caution, but time is short." Adam signaled, and 6 Special Forces soldiers emerged from their positions, weapons ready but not aimed directly at the visitor. "How did you know they were there?" Adam asked. "Your technology is detectable," Thorin replied with what might have been a smile, "but impressive for your development stage." Within an hour, Thorin's ship was secured, and the alien was being transported to a nearby military facility. President Bennett and key officials watched via secure video link as Adam conducted the initial interview. The Council has observed Earth for centuries, Soren explained. The alien's voice had a musical quality, with perfect enunciation of English words. Most species are monitored from their early development until they either destroy themselves or reach a level of stability that warrants contact. And Earth? Olivia asked. She had flown in specifically to meet the alien. Earth is complicated. Your technological development has been remarkably rapid. Some council members see this as dangerous. Others, like myself, see it as promising. Soren explained that the Galactic Council consisted of 17 spacefaring civilizations, governed by representatives from each species. For millennia, they had maintained a careful balance of power and followed strict rules about contacting developing worlds. Recently, a faction gained power that views emerging technological species as threats to be eliminated before they can join interstellar society. Soren continued. They point to your violent history, your rapid weapons development, and your divisions as evidence that humanity cannot be trusted with advanced technology. So they voted to destroy us? President Bennett asked through the video link. They used the term containment, Soren replied. A euphemism for complete military subjugation. Your major cities would be destroyed from orbit. Survivors would be placed under strict control, prevented from advancing further technologically. The room fell silent as everyone absorbed this information. Why risk helping us? Adam finally asked. You're committing treason against your own government. Soren's skin shifted to a deeper blue. Because I have studied your culture, your art, your philosophy. You are flawed, yes, but worthy of your place among the stars. What the Council plans is not justice. It is fear disguised as preemptive security. The alien stood and walked to a window, looking out at the Earth sky. My faction believes that diversity strengthens the galactic community. New perspectives solve problems that have challenged us for millennia. Earth has already demonstrated remarkable innovation despite your limited resources. You mentioned others who think like you. Olivia said. Are they in positions to help? Some are, Soren confirmed. But they cannot act openly without evidence that Earth deserves a chance. That is why I came, to give you that chance. To help you demonstrate that humanity can defend itself without becoming the threat the hardliners fear. Over the next several hours, Soren provided detailed information about Council technologies, military tactics, and political structures. The alien explained weaknesses in their defense systems and suggested strategies that might work against superior forces. Their fleet relies on centralized command, Soren explained. Disrupt that, and individual ship captains must fall back on basic protocols. They are not prepared for creative opposition. As the briefing concluded, Adam walked Soren back to the secured room prepared for the alien's stay. 24 days remain, Soren said quietly. The fleet is already in motion. Is Earth truly ready for this? Adam asked. Soren's multifaceted eyes seemed to look beyond Adam, as if seeing something distant. No species is ever truly ready to face extinction. But humanity has something the Council does not expect. What's that? The capacity to surprise even yourselves, Soren replied. I have watched your history. When humanity's back is against the wall, you become remarkable. Adam leaned over the holographic display as Soren pointed to the weak points in the Council fleet formation. 20 days remained until the invasion, and every hour counted. The command center had become their permanent home, with cots set up in corner offices for short rest periods. Their ships rely on a standardized communication network, Soren explained, highlighting connections between the alien vessels. It's their greatest strength and their most vulnerable point. Olivia nodded, her fingers flying across her keyboard as she integrated this information into her developing program. For the past 3 days, she had been creating a virus designed to infiltrate and disrupt the Council fleet's coordination systems. So their ships can't operate independently? Adam asked. They can. Soren clarified. But they're not trained to. Council military doctrine emphasizes unified action. Individual initiative is discouraged. This revelation sparked something in Adam's mind. That's our advantage then. Humans excel at adapting to changing circumstances. He turned to General Porter, who had been skeptical of Soren at first, but now listened carefully to every word. We need to reorganize our defense strategy. Instead of centralized command, we give field commanders clear objectives, but freedom to improvise their methods. Guerrilla warfare on a cosmic scale, Porter said thoughtfully. Hit-and-run tactics instead of direct confrontation. Across the globe, Earth's militaries mobilized. Conventional weapons would be largely ineffective against the alien shields, but Soren's intelligence revealed that concentrated electromagnetic pulses could temporarily disrupt their systems. Scientists worked around the clock to convert existing technology into weapons that might stand a chance. We can't match their firepower, Adam told his commanders during a global briefing. But we can fight smarter. We need to appear defenseless at first. Draw them in, then strike when the virus activates. The plan was daring. Earth would present minimal orbital defense, making the Council fleet overconfident. Once the main invasion force entered middle orbit, Olivia's virus would deploy through the communication channels Soren had identified. If it worked, the alien ships would lose coordination for approximately 8 minutes. 8 minutes to turn the tide of the most important battle in human history. President Bennett said when Adam presented the final plan. It seems impossible. With respect, Madam President. Adam replied, humanity has accomplished the impossible before, and we've never had more reason to do so again. In underground facilities around the world, Earth's limited space fleet prepared. Nations that had once been enemies now trained together, sharing technology and tactics. Weapons that had been theoretical were rushed into production. Civilians built shelters and stockpiled supplies, still unaware of the true nature of the threat, but sensing the urgency in their leaders' voices. Olivia worked with Soren to perfect the virus, testing it against simulated council systems. If their technology is as standardized as you say, this should work, she said, showing the alien her code. But there's no way to be certain until we deploy it. The risk is necessary, Soren replied. The Council expects Earth to surrender immediately or attempt conventional defense. They do not expect creativity. As the days passed, Adam noticed Soren becoming increasingly anxious. The alien spent long periods staring at the stars, skin shifting through troubled colors. Is there something you haven't told us? Adam finally asked during a rare quiet moment. Soren's multifaceted eyes turned to him. The Council faction supporting Earth is growing, but not quickly enough. If Earth can withstand the initial assault, even partially, it would strengthen our position enormously. So this isn't just about saving Earth, Adam realized. It's about changing the balance of power in your council. Yes, Soren admitted, but the two goals align perfectly. Earth deserves its independence, and the council needs reform. The hardliners have controlled policy too long. Adam considered this new information. The plan remains the same, but now we understand the bigger picture. We're not just fighting for our survival, we're fighting for a voice in galactic politics. It's a tremendous gamble, Admiral Daniels noted when Adam shared this conversation. It's the only chance we have, Soren replied. For all of us. Adam was reviewing final defense preparations when Soren's communication device suddenly activated. It was 3 days before the expected invasion, and Earth's forces were as ready as they could be. Olivia's virus had been completed and tested against all possible scenarios. The small alien device projected a holographic figure, another council member with emerald skin and a formal posture. Adam immediately signaled security, but Soren gestured for calm. Delegate Soren, the figure said in a cold, formal tone. Your absence from council proceedings has been noted. I am on approved research leave. Soren replied smoothly, though Adam noticed the alien's skin pulsing with anxious colors. Research? Is that what you call high treason now? The holographic figure's eyes narrowed. Your communications have been traced. Your access codes revoked. The reform faction you lead has been placed under investigation. Adam watched as Soren's composure faltered slightly. The invasion timeline has been accelerated, the figure continued. The fleet arrives tomorrow. Consider this your only warning, old friend. Return now, claim you were gathering intelligence, and you might survive. The transmission ended abruptly. The room fell silent as everyone processed this devastating news. Tomorrow, General Porter whispered. We're not ready. The lunar defense platforms need another 36 hours at minimum. Soren turned to face Adam and Olivia, distress evident in every movement. There's something I haven't told you, the alien confessed. I am not merely a concerned delegate. I represent a significant minority within the Council who believe cooperation, not conquest, should be our way forward. You're a political leader? President Bennett asked through her video link. Yes. I lead the reform faction, those who believe the Council has become too controlling, too fearful of change. We have been working for decades to shift policy, but the hardliners maintain their grip on military power. Adam's mind raced, connecting pieces of information. So this isn't just about saving Earth. It's about changing the entire power structure of galactic politics. Yes, Soren admitted, skin now pulsing with rapid color changes. You are the catalyst that could transform everything. Earth is not the first world threatened with containment, but if you can resist, even partially, it would prove our argument that diversity and independence strengthen the galactic community rather than threaten it. Olivia looked up from her computer. That's why you've helped us so specifically. You need us to succeed not just for our sake, but for yours. For everyone's sake, Soren corrected. The Council began with noble intentions, preventing interstellar conflicts, sharing knowledge, protecting developing worlds. But over millennia, protection became control. The oldest species now decide the fate of all others. A tense silence filled the room as Earth's leaders absorbed this revelation. We have allies. Soren continued urgently. Other species who have suffered under Council protection. If Earth can withstand this first assault, they will openly support your right to self-determination. Adam looked at the others in the room, then back to Soren. Can these allies help us now, with the invasion coming tomorrow? Not directly. Not yet. They fear Council retaliation, but if you show resistance is possible. Soren's voice trailed off. Then we do this alone, Adam said firmly, but with the knowledge that we're fighting for more than just Earth. President Bennett's voice came through the speakers. Alert all commands. Move to emergency deployment. Civilians to shelters. This is not a drill. As the room erupted into activity, Adam pulled Olivia aside. Can you deploy the virus with only hours of preparation instead of days? Her face was pale but determined. I'll need to simplify some components, but yes, it won't be as effective, but it should still disrupt their communications. Do it, Adam ordered. And Soren, we'll need every piece of intelligence you haven't shared yet. Every weakness, every contingency plan. Soren nodded solemnly. Everything I know is yours. And when this is over, if we survive, Earth will have powerful friends among the stars. First, Adam replied, watching as emergency alerts began flashing across global communication channels. We need to survive tomorrow. Adam stood in the global command center as the first Council ships appeared in Earth's orbit. The massive alien vessels materialized in flashes of blue-white light, their smooth hulls reflecting the sun as they positioned themselves around the planet. There were hundreds of them, far more than Soren had predicted. They've committed their entire regional fleet, Soren said, voice tight with concern. They're not taking any chances. Earth's response forces remained hidden. Following Adam's strategy, only a token defensive screen of satellites and older spacecraft were visible to the invaders. The real defense fleet waited behind the moon, and in concealed underground bases, ready for the signal to attack. All stations report ready, General Porter announced. Civilian populations are in shelters. Olivia's virus is loaded and waiting for deployment. Adam nodded, his face grim but determined. Now we wait for them to make the first move. They didn't wait long. The largest council ship moved into position above the North Atlantic. A communications signal broadcast on all frequencies, automatically translated by Soren's technology. Attention inhabitants of Sol 3. This is High Commander Varix of the Galactic Council Enforcement Division. Your world has been deemed a security risk to galactic stability. Surrender your military control systems immediately or face planetary pacification. President Bennett, coordinating from a secure bunker beneath the Rocky Mountains, responded as planned. This is President Laura Bennett of the United Earth Government. We are a peaceful planet with no hostile intentions toward other worlds. We request dialogue before any military action. Dialogue is not an option, came the immediate reply. You have 10 of your minutes to surrender control. Adam looked at Soren, just as you predicted. No real negotiation. The hardliners never negotiate with developing worlds, Soren replied. They only demand. When Earth didn't respond within the time frame, the Council ships began their attack. Energy weapons fired at military installations around the globe. The orbital defense satellites were destroyed in seconds. Several cities suffered damage from missed shots or deliberate targeting. Casualties reported in coastal regions, and aid reported. London and Hong Kong have taken direct hits. Adam felt sick, but maintained his focus. They need to come closer to deploy their ground forces. That's when we strike. As predicted, the Council fleet began descending to lower orbit, positioning for the main invasion. Their formation was perfect, exactly as their military doctrine required, and exactly as Adam had hoped. They're entering the trap zone, General Porter announced. All hidden forces are in position. Adam looked at Olivia. Are you ready? She nodded, fingers poised over her console. Virus package prepared. I've modified it to target their primary communication frequencies first, then cascade through their secondary systems. Wait for my mark. Adam said, watching the invasion fleet's movement carefully. They needed perfect timing. If they struck too early, the Council forces would have time to regroup. The largest alien ships descended further, their weapons continuing to target Earth's visible defenses. Explosions blossomed across the planet as military bases were hit. The aliens were systematically destroying what they believed to be Earth's entire defense capability. Now, Adam ordered as the fleet reached optimal position. Olivia activated the virus. It transmitted through the very communication channels the Council ships were using to coordinate their attack. Within seconds, the effects became visible. Ships that had been moving in perfect formation suddenly drifted out of alignment. Weapon strikes became erratic. It's working, Olivia exclaimed. Their systems are compromised. Adam immediately gave the order. All forces, execute Alpha Strike. Concentrate on the designated weak points. From behind the moon, Earth's hidden fleet emerged. From underground bases, missile systems launched. Every weapon humanity had prepared now focused on the specific vulnerabilities Soren had identified. The Council ships, confused and unable to coordinate, began firing wildly. Some attempted to retreat to higher orbit, while others pressed the attack individually. Their perfect military discipline had become chaos. They're breaking formation, General Porter reported, unable to hide his amazement. The virus is disrupting their entire command structure. The battle was brutal and desperate. Even with their advantages, Earth's military suffered heavy losses. Several defense vessels were completely destroyed. Cities around the world continued to take damage from orbital strikes. But slowly, incredibly, the Council forces began to retreat. Ship by ship, they pulled back to higher orbit, unable to maintain their attack without coordinated systems. We're actually doing it, Olivia whispered, watching the tactical display as red dots representing enemy ships moved away from Earth. We're pushing them back. Adam stood on the observation deck of the newly constructed United Earth Diplomatic Center, watching as the Council delegation's ship descended gracefully through the clouds. 3 months had passed since the battle that changed humanity's place in the galaxy. New York's skyline behind him was still marked by damaged buildings and construction cranes, but the rebuilding effort was well underway. Similar scenes played out in cities around the world. The human spirit had proven resilient once again. "Nervous?" Olivia asked, joining him at the window. Since the invasion, they had worked closely together, coordinating Earth's recovery and preparation for this moment. "A little," Adam admitted. "It's not every day you meet with representatives of the people who tried to conquer your planet." The Council ship landed on the designated platform below. Unlike the warships from the invasion, this vessel was smaller, with elegant lines and ceremonial markings. A diplomatic vessel, not a weapon of war. "The invasion was unauthorized," claimed the new Council representative who emerged from the ship. Ambassador Kilari was tall and dignified, with silvery skin and formal robes. "A faction within our military exceeded their authority." Adam and President Bennett exchanged knowing glances. Few believed this convenient explanation, but challenging it now would serve no purpose. What was undeniable was Earth's new standing. By surviving what should have been an overwhelming attack, humanity had proven itself a force to be reckoned with. Several other species, emboldened by Earth's resistance, were now openly challenging Council authority. "We wish to establish formal diplomatic relations," Ambassador Kilari continued during the first official meeting. "The Council recognizes Earth's sovereignty and right to self-determination. And what guarantees do we have against future unauthorized attacks?" President Bennett asked pointedly. "The Reform faction now holds significant influence in Council affairs," Kilari replied smoothly. "The military leadership responsible has been removed from power." Later, as the formal proceedings concluded, Adam found Soren waiting in a quiet side room. The alien who had risked everything to warn Earth was now officially recognized as the leader of the reform movement within the Council. "You look well," Adam said, genuinely pleased to see his alien friend. After the battle, Soren had returned to Council space to help stabilize the political situation. "Better than expected," Soren replied. "The Hardliners' failure against Earth weakened their position considerably. Many who secretly opposed them now speak openly." Adam looked out the window at the partially rebuilt skyline of New York. "You know they're lying about the invasion being unauthorized." "Of course," Soren replied with a small gesture that Adam had learned was the equivalent of a shrug. "But what matters is what happens next. Earth now has a seat at the table. Use it wisely." "And you?" Olivia asked, joining them. "Will you be safe returning?" "I have been recognized as a legitimate representative of the reform movement," Soren explained. "My actions, while once treasonous, are now politically convenient as the Council attempts to save face." The alien's skin rippled with subtle colors that Adam had learned to recognize as amusement. "Politics remains the same across all species, it seems." Through the window, they could see several Council representatives touring the gardens with Earth officials. Species that had been trying to destroy each other months ago were now cautiously building diplomatic bridges. "What happens now?" Olivia asked. "Now Earth joins Galactic Society," Soren said, "with full rights and protections. The Council is already preparing technology transfers to help your recovery. Nothing that could be weaponized, of course, but medical knowledge, clean energy sources, agricultural improvements." As Soren prepared to join the other delegates, Adam looked up at the stars, now visible as evening approached. "They plotted against Earth, but they never expected to face all of humanity united," he said quietly, "or to create a revolution among their own kind." "It turns out," Olivia added, watching Soren walk away, "that having a friend among the stars made all the difference."